Hi everyone, it's Claire. Welcome to Dance Geek. I'm coming to you from my apartment in Coffs Harbour. It's not my apartment. I'm here adjudicating the Coffs Harbour Eisteddfod. It's their solos week. I was here last year, for groups. It's a great comp up here. Some really talented kids and some really exciting work, which really makes my job so easy. Kiara is here with me. She's penciling for me this week, but she's downstairs asleep, I think, because it's late at night. I've got to get up early tomorrow and teach masterclasses for the junior scholarships. So I decided I'm going to break with my filming schedule. I was going to have my adjudicators vlog from the Australian Dance Challenge, ADC. I'm going to have that uploaded today, but there's just no way I'm going to get it edited in time. So I thought I would take this time to give you some tips and tricks about artistry, specifically character. We see a lot of tips and tricks videos on YouTube for dancers, and that's great, but they all focus on things like getting more pirouettes or getting your split or getting like the athletic and trick side of dancing, and that's great. Like, everyone wants to do that, and if you can do that, that's amazing. But I have a background in drama, in theatre, and I feel like that's where I can bring something different. I saw a lot of contemporary and demi-character pieces today, and whilst the technique was strong, the characterization, and this goes for musical theatre as well, the characterization needs some work, and it's not just here in Coffs Harbour, it's everywhere. And I think it needs more attention, because there's so much attention to the physical side of dance that we often forget about the artistry, and we can't forget it because dance is an art. It's also a sport, I get that, but it's an art. So, characterization. I had a lot of comments today. I was writing about authenticity in your gestures and in your ballet mime. So if you're using ballet mime in a demi-character or in any routine really, I want you to try and find authenticity in it. So take the choreography that the teacher has given you, and if they're giving you a gesture, and to just say, let's take a really obvious overused one, and it's really clear. They give you a gesture of this, okay? Break down the physicality of it. What is your face doing physically? What are your hands doing physically? Okay, so we've got a hand here on the cheek. The mouth is wide open, and the other hand is out to the side, okay? And it's giving us shock. Okay, one of the things that I always add to that, whether I think I'm doing it or not, it just happens, is opening the eyes. Okay, using your eyes in a gesture will really help to give it authenticity, but it's not just the eyes and the eyeballs, it's actually the brows as well. Okay, so boys, girls, and everything in between, everyone in between, draw on some brows. If you have pale brows like me, draw them on. Everyone should be penciling in their brows for stage, because your brows help give expression, okay? So we're not going to see this. We want to see this. Then what I want you to do, after you've looked at the physicality of it, is add in a tiny little bit of method acting, and I mean tiny bit, don't go full method, but think about times when you've been shocked, okay? And whilst you still need to use this gesture because that's the choreography, try to put some authentic feeling into it, okay? So, an example. I am obsessed with Todrick Hall. I think he's amazing. My husband is working in Sydney at the moment, and he sent me a text message. He met Todrick Hall at the airport. Oh my God! Okay, so if I think about that, it's going to give more authenticity to that gesture. But the best way to give authenticity to your gestures is to put it in the context of the piece, okay? So, if it's a demi-character and you are shocked to find a beautiful pair of red shoes, okay? don't just go like this. Think about, are you shocked because they're so beautiful? Are you shocked because they're so expensive? Are you, what sort of shocked are you? Don't just do this. If you're shocked because they're beautiful, there's going to be a smile in it. If you're shocked because they're so expensive, okay, and you'll probably recoil a little bit if there's a little bit of a negative feeling in it. You might go back a little bit, and that comes into the next point. What is the rest of your body doing? So we figured out what the basics physicality of the gesture is. We've then added some intention and authenticity to it. Now we're going to think about what the rest of our body is doing. Your feet are probably going to be in some kind of dancey pose, but just remember, in a classical demi-character, you don't have to stay in turned out positions. Sometimes a well-planted parallel position works better. Okay, and it is allowed. It's definitely allowed. They do it all the time. You'll probably want to have, you know, if it's true classical, you'll probably have some natural turnout in it anyway, but you need to take up a bit more space, and if you need to have a little bit more authenticity, so like if it's very dramatic, then a parallel position is going to help to give you a bit more authenticity. Okay, so what's the rest of your body doing? Are you going forward? Are you recoiling backwards? Or are you just standing like this? All right, so they're the three things I want you to think about when you're using a gesture. The fourth thing though is probably the most important, and that's visualization, and this will help with everything in your characterization. What do the shoes look like? Even if they're not there, what do they look like? What does the table that they're sitting on look like? What does the world that you are creating look like? See that world, and it's going to bring us into that world. All right. So we've just moved location. Kiara's behind the camera because we're going to get props. Now, this is, come with me, come into the kitchen. Okay. Whoa! Ow! This is a really good exercise even if you don't have props. In fact, it's really good, especially if you don't have props. So just say you're doing a character where you need to do this and you're just miming it all. You're like, okay, I'm Alice in Wonderland. I've seen the little bottle on the table. I've done my shocked face, picked it up, and you drink, okay? There's a few things wrong, quite a few things wrong with how I did it just then. One of the main things is, if possible, don't use your downstage arm to do these sorts of gestures, because then all the audience gets is this wing and pit situation happening. So if you can, use the upstage arm this way. Second thing, if you are drinking something, what does the cup look like? This is the visualization part of it, okay? What does the cup look like? How big is it? How heavy is it? And where are you going? I can't tell you how many times I have seen people drink something on stage when really they just poured it over their face. Like, that makes no sense, guys. Let's be a bit smarter. So you're going to do an exercise where you grab whatever the property is that you're miming and actually do it. So practice picking up the cup, drinking, and putting it down. Okay, practice with different cups and figure out what, like if it's supposed to be a wine glass, you know, it has a different sort of balance to it, okay? Yeah, and just practice doing that with different sizes. And then if you can, you're probably going to need something a bit bigger, because on stage, you need to heighten things, okay? So this is my sugar-free drinking chocolate. Not sponsored by Jara. Practice with something a little bit bigger. And if you want to get really extra, feel that the liquid is pouring down you and react to it, okay? Not down your face though, unless, no, that's messy. Yeah, so visualization, if you're having trouble with it, find the real thing or find as close to the real thing as you can get. You need to put this much effort into the characterization, not just in a demi-character, but in all of your work. You put this much effort into the technique and the dancing and the physical side of it, so put that much effort into the artistry, and that's not only going to help you to get better placings at comps, it's going to help you to entertain the audience, and if you want, it's going to help you get jobs. okay? Because it's the artistry that gets you jobs. All right, so thank you for watching this video. Thank you for watching this very stripped back, low editing video. And I will see you next, oh wait, no, I won't see you next week. I will see you next week, but I always forget this part. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified of when I upload new videos. And if you would like to hire me in the flesh, all of the fleshy goodness, to come and work with you guys at your studios, I'll leave the link to my website below, and I've got a lot of different services where I can come and help you, tips and tricks to take your artistry in dancing to the next level, because they are just as important, if not more important, as the dancey tricks, kicks, acro, and all that. Okay? Cool. So thanks for watching, guys. Hit the thumbs up, and I will see you next time.